Hello Philippines, good evening to all. This is Mike Padua and we're back to a latest update on Typhoon MARCE with international name Yinxing for this Wednesday evening, November 6, 2024. This is our English version brought to you by Typhoon 2000 and Naga College Foundation. But before we begin, we'd like to thank our partners, Aboitiz Power, Bank of the Philippine Islands Sustainable with You. If you're interested, just click on the link up here. Or if you're watching via Facebook, visit the description page for more details regarding BPI Sustainable with You. The local government of Naga City, headed by our Honorable Mayor Nelson Legacion and our Honorable Congressman of the 3rd District of Camarines Sur, Congressman Gabi Bordado. And let's begin with our update. Yesterday, we didn't able to give you the very latest of this typhoon since we are busy. Okay, we were invited to talk to the city of Naga to explain the post-mortem of this typhoon. Typhoon Tropical Storm Christine. Excuse me. And right now, we are watching this slow-moving Typhoon MARCE. And it's likely to affect the extreme northern Luzon area, particularly those coastal areas of Cagayan, Northern Cagayan, Apayao, and the northern portions of Ilocos provinces, Ilocos Norte. So please take all necessary precautions because this system is expected to pass over the area. And this is quite a small or average size system with a diameter of 500 kilometers. So right now, the strongest winds have a radius of 50 kilometers from the eye. And damaging winds will start around 100 kilometers from the eye, or 60 kilometers, 80. So it's a quite small, compact system. If ever it passed over your area, you will experience the worst of this system. This is similar to Monang of 1993, Unding of 2004, which devastated also Naga City with strong winds of 140 kph. This system is really a small one since we are on the dry phase of Baden-Julian oscillation where we're in. Whenever a tropical cyclone forms, they are smaller in size. They are like what do you call this? They are like dwarfs system, and then it will just affect a small area of the area along the path of this system. Okay, and before we continue to give you the coverage of this storm, we are keeping an eye on this tropical wave which is moving from the area of Guam, and the European model is suggesting that this may become a tropical depression or low pressure area before it passes over Casiguran, Isabela area. But we know that the forecast models is still 5 days from now. It will still change, so let's hope it won't happen. Okay, now here's the zoom in water vapor image infrared loop of Typhoon MARCE. It slowed down for the past 12 hours, but right now it's starting to accelerate towards the west because of the steering ridge north of the system. There's a high pressure steering ridge here, which pushes the system towards the west, and that's the reason why it's starting to accelerate. Maybe this is now moving at a speed of 7 to 9 kph, and this area of Santa Ana and Palawin Island, please take all necessary precautions because you are under the path of the core of the system. When we say core, that includes the eye and the strongest portion of the typhoon known as the eye wall, where winds of 185 kph or more will be expected. Okay, so the strong winds will start to commence in the next few hours over northern Cagayan, and typhoon force winds will arrive maybe in the afternoon until the evening or before noon. It depends on the movement of this. Since the system has started to accelerate, it may be earlier or late in the afternoon, and then by 2 p.m. it will be in the vicinity of Palawin Island or very close to Port Santa Ana. And then the next areas that will be affected by the core are those areas like Apari and also Pagudpud in Ilocos Norte during the evening or tomorrow night or later tonight, because it's already Thursday. And then that's it. The wind area is only 250 kilometers radius from the center. The 55 kph winds and the tropical storm force winds is maybe around 200 or less kilometers from the center. So this area of Luzon, extreme northern Luzon, will feel the brunt of this typhoon. It's a category 3 storm, 185, and on our last track, it is still forecast to intensify to 195 before it passes over or very close to Port Santa Ana in Northern Cagayan. Okay, and you shall see here that the possible tracks are here, here, or here. It may make landfall. We are pushing it more to the south, and it may make landfall over the northern tip of Apayao and into Ilocos Norte, where Lawag is in grave danger to experience typhoon force winds. Okay, so damaging winds will be expected beginning tomorrow through early Friday morning. So these tracks are high in confidence. Okay, so please take all necessary precautions, and then it will exit the Philippine Air Responsibility Friday evening. Okay, on its way towards the coastal waters of Vietnam. Here's the zoom out. So this system will start to move southwesterly because of the surge of the northeast monsoon. Right now, the system is being pushed by the ridge, which is currently here, and there's another one here that will eventually push the system or to the southwest. That's the reason why it's starting to move mostly to the west. And here's the all Asian agencies, including JTWC, showing the track of the system. Majority of them, 99%, will track the system over the northern tip of Cagayan and into the northern tip of Ilocos Norte. So, folks, listening at Pagudpud, please prepare and take all necessary precautions. Evacuate if you are in grave danger or risky. Okay, it comes to the low-lying areas. Here's the wind signals of Pag-asa. We have wind signal number 2 over here, west of Cagayan Valley, including Ilocos Norte, Ava, and Ilocos Sur, Kalinga, Apayao, Isabela. Signal number 3 is now being raised over the northern parts of Cagayan, Northern Cagayan. That includes Santa Ana, Apari, Babuyan Group of Islands, Cagayan Island included. That's signal number 3 because this is gonna be the path of the category 3 typhoon. And this area of Batanes is only under signal number 2. They are on the edge, northern edge of the 75 to 100 kph wind gust. Those areas in blue are signal number 1. That includes the west of Northern Luzon and Pangasinan to the lowest part of the signal, but the winds will only start here up. Okay, so these areas will experience tropical storm force winds up to typhoon force winds. Okay, and here you go. This is the area of tropical storm force winds of 75 to 100 kph. You can see it here if you view our storm track. Okay, let's move to check out the latest strike probability. So this area of extreme northern Luzon is under 90, more than 90% of a strike probability. Okay, so this strike probability is really higher from now, so this will be the final track of the system, and the system is over low wind shear. Once it exceeds Ilocos, the wind shear will increase, and that's the time the system will start to weaken. And the reason why it's not weakening, because this is the cold wake of Leon. So this is the area where Leon passed by last week, and still cool enough. When you say cold wake, the cooler sea surface temperature tends to go up because of the lower pressure of Leon as a super typhoon. So this is still quite cold, but the system is moving into warmer pools. So it means that it will still intensify a bit, as you can see on the latest satellite. Yeah, there's a beautiful eye. Okay. And it's likely to pass over here. But due to land interaction of extreme northern zone and some patches of very cold oceanic heat content, it's likely that system will stall in intensification and it will start to weaken, okay, until it reaches the West Philippine Sea within the next 3 days. So here's the multi-diagnostic comparison from RAMBB SIRA of NOAA. So the system right now is here. Let me okay, the forecast is here. So it looks like the wind shear will dramatically increase after crossing the extreme northern parts of the zone. So expect that weakening will commence. Now let's take a look at the forecast. This is very important because the European model is still forecasting another system. Gonna move down this system until it leave par. There's a low pressure system here. I mean, it's not yet a low pressure system, but a tropical wave, which is expected to develop into a low pressure system on Saturday. That's it. And then on Sunday, it's gonna be likely to become a tropical depression. But look at this. It's a fast moving system, maybe at 40 to 45 kph. On Monday, it will approach the coastal waters of Casiguran as a tropical depression, and it will make landfall over either Isabela or Aurora on Tuesday, November 12th. But this forecast, since it is still, let me count, 1, 2, 3, 4, more than 5 days, it will still change. But the approach is within 3 to 4 days. So we will monitor this system. I hope it will not push through. The American model doesn't show it. It's just a tropical wave or low pressure system. But look at the back. This is the forecast between 11 to 15 of November. There are 2 smaller typhoons moving towards the Philippine Islands. One of them will make landfall over Bicol on November 15. But since the forecast is more than 5 days, take note, okay? Don't be alarmed because forecast of more than 5 days, 8, 9, 10, is considered very low, from 0 to 20% probability. So this will still change. Look at that, 2 system. That's really a fantasy model right now because the European model, which is best when it comes to forecasting tropical cyclones long range, there's nothing, okay, after the one that crossed Luzon on November 11 and 12. So there's only a low pressure system right here, or a tropical wave approaching Visayas and Mindanao based on the European model. So that's good news. What we are worried about if the European model also suggests that 2 smaller systems, but it's none. Okay, so we can relax, but we are going to monitor this next thing by this weekend. Let's hope it will still change. We pray to God and the divine Almighty that this system will not push through, because we are now on a hardship here in Naga, Bicol, and the rest of the Philippine Islands, which was affected, or which were affected by back-to-back tropical cyclones since September. Just imagine. June, July, August, there's no tropical cyclone. Very quiet. And then, based on experience, during those times, I said there might be a possible arrival of this system during the latter part, and it happened. And let's hope that our Christmas will be okay. Now let's take a look at this most important thing, the rain forecast from the European model. Okay, this is for the next 24 hours beginning this midnight, Thursday, until tomorrow, Friday morning. So it looks like these areas of extreme northern Luzon, Cagayan, Kalinga, Apayao, and Ilocos provinces will experience 50 to more than 100 millimeters of rainfall. So how high is the rainfall? If you check it out here, you can see here that the rainfall reaches a high of 340 millimeters. So most likely, since the system is moving at a very slow pace of westward at 5 kph to 11, the rainfall here may be around, could reach a high of 500 to 600 millimeters. Okay, so please take all necessary precautions. Please prepare, because that's what happened to our area when typhoon or tropical storm Christine passed by. The rain forecast is only 140 to 200 millimeters, but in reality it reached a staggering 738 millimeters at one of our weather station here in the worst affected area of floods in Naga, Ramayda village, and other areas in Camellia. And also the Department of Agriculture weather station, also a Davis system, recorded rain of 700 millimeters. So it matches the data of ours. Okay, so let's prepare for the worst case scenario. If it doesn't happen, we must thank our Lord. But if not, the most important thing, we are prepared. Okay? Prepare for the worst. That's what I'm saying right now. So the forecast is showing that it may reach 350 millimeters over this area, the area under violet color. So we expect, because the size of this is similar to Monang generated 300 millimeters of rainfall. Let's hope that it will stay that way. But still, 300 millimeters is 300 millimeters in 24 hours. It will generate flooding in low-lying areas. Here in Naga, once the rainfall reaches more than 100 millimeters, there's already flood in low-lying areas. What else if it's 300 or 500? Normal tropical storms have 300 millimeters. Typhoons, super typhoons, or category 5 hurricanes have rainfall of up to 500 millimeters, some 600, but 700 to 900 millimeters, just like what happened to Christine, is unprecedented. It's once every 200 years, okay, because it's the first time that our place got flooded. So again, please take all necessary precautions and listen to your authorities when to evacuate. And if you have that gut feel that your place will be flooded, even if there's no history of it, please take all necessary precautions and evacuate. Okay. And for the wave forecast, it's no sailing and fishing zone here for the next 3 days until Saturday because of wave heights reaching a high of 10 meters. Okay. Here, over the inland waters of the Philippines, still safe to fishing and sea travel. But look, see that pink color to slight red? That's the next tropical system that we are going to observe. Let's hope it will still change in the next round of the European model. Before we leave you, here's the latest global tropics hazards outlook from the Climate Prediction Center of NOAA, valid for the next 2 to 3 weeks, wherein the third week is highly uncertain with 0 to 20% probability. Week 2, normal conditions across the Philippine Islands, and take note, the American model are projecting tropical cyclone formation here, but the hazard outlook doesn't show, because the European model doesn't show any tropical cyclone. Well, for the third week, this is again a very worrying scenario, because look at that. There's again a wet phase of the Madden Junior Oscillation. The problem with this, maybe during first week of December, it will extend here let's hope and pray there will be no tropical cyclone formation here. That's what I'm praying right now, okay? Because in Tagalog, we are really nakakaawa talaga mga tao. Okay? So that's it. That's the latest from our Typhoon 2000 YouTube and Facebook weather update on Typhoon MARCE, Yinxing. Okay? And here at Mr. Typhoon.tv. And we will return tomorrow to give you the very latest, or later tonight, because it's already Thursday early morning. It's 12:36 a.m. and I need to upload this quickly so that our kababayans will watch it. Okay. This is Mike Padua. Stay safe always. Good night. See you again in the next 12 hours.